Joining me right now with more, Wall Street Journal chief economics commentator Greg Ip. Greg, it's good to see you. I got to tell you, I've been reading a lot of your stuff. Quite good. I was most interested by your recent piece there on China. And you're saying, look, this isn't something that the president started. This isn't a problem of the U.S.'s. This is something that China has only itself to blame. They started this conflict, and now we're in what we're in. Explain what you mean.
Well, there's a lot of controversy about a lot of the trade actions the president has taken with respect to NAFTA, with respect to steel and aluminum tariffs, but there isn't really that much controversy when it comes to China. Even free traders, even people who tend to be more sort of like pro-globalization, they believe that China's a bad actor. If whether it's subsidies, state-owned enterprises, technology transfer, intellectual property theft, China is basically very different from all the other countries the United States negotiates with. So I think there's a lot of support here for the president taking a tough line with China. That doesn't necessarily mean agreement with all the tactics he chooses, but the overall point that China must be made to listen to genuine complaints, I don't think that's a controversial point at all.
Well, I agree with you, but it certainly has been controversial because, you know, politics these days, they use whatever they can and make it controversial. To me, this is simple in ways that you articulate in that article, in that, you know, you've got to have an even playing field. You can't be allowing a country to go out and steal our very own intellectual property to the tune of some estimates, $600 billion a year. You can't force, although I guess they're not really being forced, right? Because it's American companies and CEOs' choices. They want access to 1.3 billion people, so they're not technically being forced. But it's the rule is, you know, if you're going to do business in China, you got to partner up with a Chinese company, and then sure enough, they start stealing a lot of your intellectual property. Let me ask you this. I mean, you've got Tim Cook right now, who's most focused on pleasing his shareholders and keeping his stock price high. That's what a CEO does, versus the president, who's focused on the long-term health of the United States of America. Are those two things in conflict?
Not really. I mean, we as Americans we're both consumers and we're producers. So some of us hope one day to work for Apple making phones or writing software for them. A lot of us one day hope to own an Apple product if we don't already. And therefore, to the extent that, you know, having those things made in China lowers their prices, we all benefit. But I think there's a legitimate point to be made is, do companies like Apple or Boeing or General Motors, do they do business in China because do they share technology in China because they want to or because they have to? And this gets back to the point you were making a second ago. The relationship with China is different from other countries. There are not other countries that are able to use their market access as essentially this stick to force companies to hand over their technology. And I think, if I may, this raises one other point. It's why it's very difficult to discipline China's activity through the World Trade Organization, which generally assumes that countries operate with relatively transparent laws and rules. China is not very transparent on any of this stuff.
Yeah, you can say that again. I mean, so you're a little more optimistic, perhaps, than I am in terms of thinking that Tim Cook and the president have similar goals. I mean, my worry here is that too often we see American companies so badly want access to those markets that they're not thinking about what it's going to mean for their own company, say 10 years down the road, because, hey, that CEO's like, I don't even know if I'm going to be there. I'm going to take, you know, my nice golden parachute and go on my way. And so there's so much focus on the quarter, Greg, and China, they're not playing that game. They're playing 20 years out, 40 years out, 100 years out. I mean, they have a far different sort of long-term plan. And look, at best, we've got a 4-year plan, maybe an 8-year plan by any president in the Oval Office, and a 2-year plan from our congressional lawmakers. So at some point, doesn't that start to become an issue? Do we need our government to say, okay, you know, Apple, we're all for, you know, you making as much money as you can, but you're not going to do so at the expense of our future?
Well, every president, and not just Trump, but Barack Obama before him, all presidents before him, have always made it a fundamental point of trade relations that unfair trade, such as dumping and subsidies, will not be tolerated. And so they've all taken those necessary steps to confront behavior like this. But once again, China is very different in that many of the things it's doing are not obvious to us. They do not take the form of very explicit subsidies and dumping. Now, here in the United States, traditionally we have a very strong faith in free markets. We think that even if governments think that by pushing companies around they can get an upper hand this year. In the long run, it won't serve them well. Let's go back to the 1980s. Everybody was afraid the Japanese were smarter than us. They would subsidize their companies and eventually they would own the world. Well, it worked for a little while, but then in the 90s, Japan's economy kind of went into a funk, and the United States free market system once again asserted itself. That's just kind of a historical lesson to not panic. But there are important differences between Japan and China. For one thing, Japan was an ally. China is not. And China is also much larger. And even if when you talk to these company CEOs, you'll often hear them sort of say, not necessarily very publicly, we need the government to save us from ourselves. You know, if you're Boeing, you're always looking over your shoulder. If I don't do this deal with China, Airbus will. This is why it's important, if I could just add, for the president, where possible, to find common ground, alliances with people like Emmanuel Macron, so that it's not China playing the United States off against Europe.
Right. Does that get us back to some kind of TPP 2.0? In other words, it's not just the U.S. Against other players in the world, but maybe we are united in some kind of fashion and we say, hey, China, enough.
I think that essentially the president, this administration, has to look for the opportunities to pursue united front activities where it can. I'll give you one example. The United States is bringing a WTO case against China about its treatment of American companies that license their technology in China. And it has said we invite other countries to join us in that complaint. That will make a much stronger case for them. But those other countries are coming to the U.S. and said, we'd love to help you. But in the meantime, you're hitting our companies with tariffs for steel and aluminum, even though they're not doing anything wrong. So the president has to be careful not to alienate those countries that it needs as allies for the more important conflict with China on trade.